We are breaking into your regularly scheduled program to bring you President Donald Trump's visit to the mid-state. As you can see, Air Force One is landing in Nashville right now. This is a live look from Berry Field. Marine One is already on the ground here. The president will tour some of the hardest hit areas from this week's deadly tornadoes. Let's head out now to News Channel 5's Adam Hammond, who is at Berry Field. Adam.
Carrie, we are live here at Berry Field at BNA, where Air Force One has just touched down. This is the president's sixth visit to Tennessee since taking office back in 2017. He came 5 times before. The last time he was here was back in November of 2019 when he was with Senator Marsha Blackburn on her last campaign event before she was elected to the Senate. We are told she is on that plane with him, as is Senator Lamar Alexander. They're going to be with him as he tours and surveys the damage from the catastrophic tornadoes on Tuesday. We are here with Governor Bill Lee. He is beside us. He's to my right. He is going to meet with the president as the president lands. They're going to pull Air Force One up behind us. We have a congressional candidate with him right there. And you can also see behind them, that is Marine One. That is the famous chopper you see the president in as he takes off and he lands from the south lawn of the White House. So Tuesday, Governor Lee contacted the president. He was in close contact with the president and asked for disaster declarations so they could go ahead and get those funds for people impacted by the deadly tornadoes. The president agreed to that. He approved that disaster declaration. And here's what that means. That means that if someone has been impacted by this, they're immediately available for some short-term, low-interest loans that can help them with things that were uninsured. It also gives them housing assistance so that they can get short-term housing if they can't get into their homes, among some other things. So all that is the backdrop for what is going on with this landing. We just saw Air Force One land here at BNA. They're going to taxi behind us here at Berry Field. This is the home to the 118th Air National Guard for the Tennessee National Guard, and they're providing the support for President Trump here today, but they're also doing a lot more with recovery efforts. Here's how they're doing that. They usually do surveillance on our enemy, on terrorists or people abroad, but right now they're using their satellite technology to do surveillance here locally on the ground so they can see what areas were impacted by this the trail of destruction. They used before and after pictures to determine where that disaster relief is needed the most. Now, before that technology was available to them, they had to go door to door and try to get a gauge of who all was impacted that way. They say they're able to provide this relief for people in terms of money. They can do that 3 weeks faster now because they use this new technology. So they're using that right now. We're at their home here at the Air National Guard, and they're providing that support for President Trump's visit today. I'm looking to my left right here. You can see Air Force One as it taxis over to where we are here at the Air National Guard at Berry Field. We don't know the exact route that President Trump's motorcade will take as he leaves here today. That's for security reasons, because obviously you don't want to know exactly where the president's going to be. Our traffic anchor Rebecca Schleicher was telling me earlier that they black out a lot of the TDOT cameras a lot of times when President Trump is going through, because he, they just want to keep that clandestine because they don't want people to know for security reasons. You can see Air Force One now behind me. It is coming over. We're told that some of their key people that are going to be with them in that plane, in addition to Senator Lamar Alexander and Senator Marsha Blackburn, is his top advisor, Jared Kushner. Jared Kushner is with him. He's going to be surveying today as they go through and they do an air tour. They're going to do an aerial tour with these choppers you see here of the damage. We're also told that there may be a motorcade involved. We have Governor Bill Lee to our left. He's going to meet the president as he comes out. And we have some other top local officials as well as some White House volunteers here locally who are going to meet with President Trump. You know, one of the things that really strikes a chord with a lot of people is this is the volunteer state. People come together here in Tennessee when it's needed the most. Mayor Cooper said here in Davidson County alone, 18,000 people have stepped up to volunteer. That is an astronomical number. And the president is going to see that love and he's going to see that support as he tours the devastation here. You can hear Air Force One as it comes up here at Berry Field. And there's a support team in place, ready to do an aerial tour of Nashville. The president was scheduled to land at 10:05 here at Berry Field, and it is 10:05 right on the button. So you can see that they are right on schedule. We don't know exactly how long he's going to choose to be here and what routes he's going to want to take as he tours, but we know there's an estimate that he may leave town around 1:30 this afternoon. So we're going to stand by. We'll update that for you as we learn more. But President Trump arriving here now at Berry Field at BNA for his visit to tour the damage from the terrible, deadly tornadoes of Tuesday. Carrie, I'm going to go ahead and toss it back to you as we wait for President Trump, Senator Blackburn, Senator Alexander to leave Air Force One here and meet with Governor Lee on the ground as they prepare to head out.
Adam, thank you so much. We will keep our eyes trained on that door there as the president departs Air Force One to see if he makes any remarks to the press there on the ground before he departs for the tour. As Adam said, we're not sure if he's going to stop in Nashville, fly over Nashville, stop in Wilson County, or head straight to Putnam County. But we have crews stationed across the mid-state to bring you live coverage of the president's visit to the mid-state after it has been so greatly impacted by these deadly and devastating tornadoes just a few days ago. It was overnight Tuesday morning when destruction hit the mid-state. 8 tornadoes in all, starting in Kentucky and then traveling through Putnam County and beyond. Of course, the longest track of one of those tornadoes, 60 miles in length, the top strength hitting in Putnam County and EF4, where 18 people have been killed. We did learn last night, that is the press usually and the staff and crew coming off the plane, departing there in the back right there. They travel with the president and will be along for the trip to document what is on the ground here in the mid-state to show the world and beyond, or to show the country and beyond. We've been getting updates from the CNN press crew as well to let us know. They let us know when the Air Force One was wheels up in Washington, and we knew that the president was going to make it here on time, and he did. So they are keeping a tight schedule today at this point. We are awaiting them to open the main door there on the aircraft. We expect to see the president and, of course, Senators Marsha Blackburn and Lamar Alexander, Governor Bill Lee standing by as well to address the president, let him know what is happening across the mid-state, and likely we'll all travel together to see the destruction firsthand. You might have heard Adam say this is the president's 6th visit to the mid-state, to Tennessee, since his election in 2016. This, of course, not among the best of circumstances at all for many across the mid-state. Across the mid-state today, I know in Mount Juliet, a huge volunteer effort for the next 2 days called Mount Juliet Strong, where thousands, literally thousands of people are lending a hand to their neighbors to help in this recovery. Crews in Putnam County have asked volunteers to stand by for the next 2 days as heavy equipment has been brought in to help clear most of the debris and also to get electricity crews back in there to safely restore power. You see Mayor Cooper there, also some members of likely the Air National Guard right behind him to greet the president. There's the governor and the First Lady as well, standing by at the end of the stairs. Let's go back to News Channel 5's Adam Hammond, who is on the ground there at Berry Field. Adam?
Carrie, you can see Governor Bill Lee right there, first in line in that receiving line. His wife Maria Lee beside him, our First Lady. They're waiting the president to walk down that ramp right there. He is here to survey damage from the tornado, and he has Senators Marsha Blackburn and Lamar Alexander with him, we are told, on there. Senator Blackburn has been flying with the 118th Air National Guard Wing. She has been flying with him over Putnam County for the past couple of days, surveying that damage. We're told that the president will also be surveying these areas. I'm looking at Jared Kushner right now walk across the ramp. He is going over to that receiving line as well, meeting one of our senatorial candidates running for the U.S. Senate to replace Senator Lamar Alexander. And President Trump wasting no time on Tuesday, reaching out to Governor Lee that morning, checking in, offering condolences and anything that the federal government could do to try to help relieve the devastation and he went ahead and approved that disaster declaration for Tennessee, which opened up a lot of opportunities for people impacted by the tornado to get some financial relief and some short-term housing and different options like that. And you can find the resources if you are impacted. If you're one of those people, you can find the resources on how you can sign up online, and everything is linked for you at newschannel5.com. And of course, if you're seeing all this destruction and you want to help, newschannel5.com/help. But we are awaiting the president, President Trump, walking down right here at Berry Field at BNA, home of the 118th National Guard, providing all this support today. Back to you, Carrie.
Adam, thank you so very much. As I mentioned, we're going to keep our eyes trained on this door. We don't know the president's plan. That is for a very good reason. They like to keep that top secret for security reasons. But we are traveling along, and we have crews stationed everywhere that he may go, from North Nashville to East Nashville, Germantown. We have a crew standing by for possibly a TEMA press conference in case he heads there. We have crews in Putnam County. Rory Johnston is there, as well as others, Matthew Torres. We fully expect him to head there either by Marine One or on the ground or both. And we will bring you along every step of the way and provide you coverage. I know a lot of people are looking for comfort right now. They are looking for assurance that they will have help rebuilding. Adam touched on the federal assistance that has already been approved for Middle Tennessee. The question is, how do you get that in your hands? How do you actually get that and be able to use that right now? That's what so many people desperately need, is a roof over their head and to feel safe and to feel like they have a path forward. And that is what this trip is about. It's letting the president see how devastated this area is, and also to assure people that the federal government is standing by and ready to help. We are looking at some of our air footage of devastated areas in this community. Such a long track starting from Germantown and East Nashville here in the heart of Nashville, and also just trekking right through Donelson, Hermitage, Mount Juliet, Lebanon, on to Putnam County, also through Smith County, and then beyond. Again, our eyes are just trained on that door to see the president depart Air Force One right here in the Mid-State. We don't know if he'll stop and talk to the press pool that has gathered, a lot of them there on the ground waiting to hear from him, or if he will be quickly whisked away in the motorcade and on to his next stop. This often is a slow bit of a process as we wait for Air Force One to taxi in and then the president to depart. Let's go back to News Channel 5's Adam Hammond.
President Trump is now getting off Air Force One. You see him here. The first person there meeting Governor Bill Lee, who he first spoke with Tuesday, offering his prayers and condolences. Senator Blackburn there behind him, along with Senator Lamar Alexander in the blue vest. They're expected to get on Marine One next. They are standing by to our left. Marine One, the famous chopper that takes off and lands right there behind the White House that you see. It is right here with us. He's about to get on that after he goes through this receiving line to do an aerial tour of all this damage. He's meeting with some of his advisors as well right here, including Jared Kushner, who is here on the ground with him. And it looks like from where I'm standing, that's also Ambassador Richard Grenell that just got off the plane with him as well. Ambassador Grenell has been in the headlines a lot lately as he was the interim director of the National Intelligence. He's also the ambassador to Germany. He just got off the back of with the back of the group here. President Trump going through the receiving line there, Carrie. And this is his 6th time in Tennessee as president. And this time last year, actually this very week last year, he was in Lee County, Alabama, doing a very similar trip to this, where 23 people were killed in a tornado. And a year later, here he is in Nashville, here to survey what's left after an EF4 tornado touched down in part of our area, leaving 25 people now confirmed dead in Middle Tennessee.